Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Hollywood After Dark, episode number 71 for the 7th of September 2021. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of spicy topics. The Matrix Resurrections, free Britney Spears, Grace Randolph BTFO'd by another major Hollywood director, and of course a little bit of drama, including me. All of that and more here tonight on Hollywood After Dark. Let's get the hell into it, folks. Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Welcome to the podcast tonight. It's been another fun day here on the internet. Of course, as always, when it comes to dealing with movies and fandom and all the nonsense that surrounds it, it's just been a wild day, full of a lot of copium, full of a lot of people just crying about being called out by a celebrity. And of course, a little drama with little old me. Little old me, just a little private joke got leaked out. So let me just address this right off the bat, because I have a feeling we're going to get some people coming in tonight that are not going to be too pleased with me, and that's absolutely okay. So I was in a private DM group. We were talking a lot of crap about people in the Fandom Menace, mostly just like, hey, they suck, ha, 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 sort of thing. And I happened across this image of a guy wearing a Ryan Kennel hat and a Geeks and Gamers shirt, and I just said, this is your average TFM fan. No one is worried about these people, and that was simply it. That was it. I was commenting on the guy's outfit. Why you would do that is still beyond me, but okay, whatever, man. People are going to buy what they're going to buy. They're going to support what they want to support. Some people like RK Outpost hats. Some people like white hoods. It just is what it is. We don't know yet. It is that. However, it's being twisted, right? Because it was taken from the DM group, posted over to SNYDER, who's a smaller YouTuber who no one pays attention to. And he was like exposing the haters because he was in this group with me. And he came out and he got real mad for some reason about this guy. I don't know who this guy is outside of my interaction with him on Twitter last week when he was coming at me over the whole McCarthyism thing. He was getting real heated with me over the McCarthyism comments. And we had a bit of a terse back and forth on Twitter, to which case at the end of it, I said, hey, man, I'm going to mute you. But you know what? Hey, have yourself a good day. I don't mean you any ill will because I don't. Like, I don't know who this guy is. But I was still laughing at the clothing choice because I think that is, for one, the red and blue and green, it doesn't match. All right, it just doesn't match. And two, I stand with Geeks and Gamers t-shirt. Are you effing kidding me? Like, come on. All right, like I'm just saying, it's point and laugh is fine. Look, if I put out a Hollywood After Dark t-shirt and one of you guys wants to wear it because you want to rep the show or you like it, and somebody points and laughs at you who doesn't like me, that could happen. I don't want it to happen, but it could happen. And at the end of it, you should point back and laugh and whatever and move on with your day. It's not a big deal. But the social media manager of geeksandgamers.com is out there now trying to run this whole thing. And apparently Jeremy brought this up on his live stream. So there might be some folks that aren't too happy about that. Here's what I'll basically say to that. Eat my ass. I don't care. Let me explain why. It's not that I'm trying to punch down on this guy. I don't know this guy. Apparently he's had some issues. Those are his issues. I wish him only the best, honestly. But when you're repping Ryan Kennel and Jeremy Griggs, people that have, said some very abhorrent things on the internet, recently attacking everything and anything, and it becomes this very toxic environment, and you're rocking that shit in public. I mean, like, we are who we associate with, right? We are who we hang out with. That is birds of a feather flock together sort of thing. So I'm going to laugh at the fact that these people are upset at me for mocking this guy wearing a Geeks and Gamers t-shirt and a Ryan Kennel hat. And it's all fake. It's all drama. It's all fakeness. It's all nothing. It doesn't mean anything because none of it is real. They're going to get upset with me. They're going to cry about it. They're going to mention it on live streams, and they're going to use it as a way to try to discredit me. Oh, he's attacking the fan. I've been criticizing the Fandom Menace for how long now? I have a video out there that's like, it's official. If you support the Fandom Menace, you're dumb. Like, I say these things because I believe these things. I say these things because I want people to realize that they're being lied to and they're being manipulated and they're being played for attention. All you are to those people is nothing more than a check, than a dollar bill, than a whatever. That's it. That's all you ever are to the Fandom Menace. That's all they ever want you to be. There's a reason why you guys can pay $10 a month to go over to geeksandgamers.com and get a premium membership. Have you been to their forums? It's just a bunch of people. It's stupid. It's like, what are you gonna get that's premium? It's just gonna be Jeremy bitching about more shit. You get that for free. Why give him $10 a month? I understand the entertainment aspect of it. I understand the personality aspect of it. I do get all of that. But at the same time, if you're gonna wear that shit in public, I'm gonna laugh because it's stupid. These people who openly mock, Ryan Kendall calls Mark Hamill a cocksucker all the time because he's mad at him. They hang out on the Friday Night Tights and they talk shit about everybody, but one little thing gets them up in arms. One little thing and they all turn into little snowflakes. That's all it is. If you got a problem with me, guess what? Right now in the chat section, there's absolutely a number for you to call in and voice your concern. The Hollywood After Dark public relations line is currently available. 323-305-4101. 323-305-4101. That is, of course, the public relations hotline here for the podcast. You can call in and leave your opinion. And who knows, if it's good enough, I might play it on the podcast by the end of the night. So there we go on that one. Anyway, let me quickly go through my little intro spiel here for Hollywood After Dark. I totally forgot to get to this beforehand, but I want to give a shout out to some channel members. We got some new ones here added into the mix as it's growing, as it's building, as it's doing well. I want to thank you guys for your continued support, for truth in reporting, truth and honesty in reporting here on Hollywood After Dark. Also with a copious amount of dick and fart jokes, because that's kind of what we do here. If you guys want to get your name on this list, become a channel member. I do need to do a Patreon one. I will be working on that for tomorrow. That being said, we are doing a giveaway this month for Drunken Master 2, Jackie Chan, one of his absolute best movies, Blu-ray. You guys can get that by becoming a channel member, joining the Patreon, sending out a super chat, just being part of the team, I guess. And remember to give the video a like, because Miss Minutes fucking demands it. And Miss Minutes gets what Miss Minutes wants. So that is what's going on with this. Let me take a quick look here at the chat and see what's going on. McLeod here says the Fandom Menace is a QAnon of geek culture. If I recall, I think I still have. I don't know if I still have that. That up here. I may not. I call them. I don't call them that. All right. I don't call them the QAnon. I have a whole new name for them, McLeod, and the name is great. It's Chewbacca. They are the Chewbacca of pop culture. That's what they are. There you guys go. I don't know who he is. This is a big furry rug, rocking a mask. Anyway, I always thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, very intelligent. Yeah, Drake here says Matt Jarbo Inc. is now accepting your calls 100%. So anyway, a lot to get to today. There is also the Matrix trailer, which we might start with that because I want to dive into that. I got someone in the back that wants to come on in, but I don't know when they're going to be available, so they'll have to let me know. Agent Josh here with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Says, is anyone excited for Eternals? I'm not like, I'll watch it. I'm not super excited. Like neither trailer blew my skirt up. Neither trailer kind of, gave me some of that jump. Didn't. I'm I'm not against it, but I'm also not like 100% like on board with it just yet. So I'm still going to go see it. All right. This is my take on it. If I criticize a movie, I will go see the movie. I will absolutely positively go see the film. And after that, I will give my thoughts on it, because that's what I do. I'm hoping that it's good. We'll have to wait and see, though. Todd Fayer here with $10, man, right off the bat. Thank you very much. It says here, Jarbo, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but when I saw BVS Ultimate Edition after theatrical version, I thought the movie was even worse, probably because of the Lex Luthor character. Ooh, Todd, that is a bit of a hot take, man. I understand what you're talking about there. I do. What I would recommend, if you want to, if you're in a position where you want to maybe develop more of an affinity for the film, I would recommend BVS by the Minute podcast. It's done by Stephen Colbert and his friend from Screen Rant. They do a weekly podcast going through the movie minute by minute, breaking it down. But there's also a bunch of other breakdowns on YouTube that would give you a different take. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's all you need is someone who's positive about something to explain it in a way where it clicks for you. And I think if you want to like it, that's something to look forward to. Here's the thing. If you don't like it, if you don't want to like it, I'm not going to fault you for it, man. I'm not going to fault you for it. I love the movie. I love the Ultimate Edition. It's one of my favorites, but it's also not for everybody. And that's perfectly fine. So don't feel bad about that at all. Don't feel bad one bit, you know. And so there is definitely, you know, that to there. All right. Let me just see here. Classy Ulysses says here, I thought the BVS Ultimate Edition was boring, in my opinion. Some people thought that way. I've seen people coming out and attacking, you know, the Zack Snyder's Justice League for how long it was. So for me, that's pretty funny. All right, let's hear HBart. Sorry, buddy, I missed this. $2 here. It says A over fucking E. The Snyderverse is not over. What are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? The Snyder. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do, buddy? You're just sitting there. You're being a little silly. But I don't want, look, I've said my thoughts about where I feel the Snyderverse is at the same time. I wish that it will do well. I'd like to see it continue. I really would. We did also get, Shiny 311 became a new member. He is listed on the sheet for the channel members. Actually, as I had just exported the updated list, Shiny decided to become a new member. So then I had to go back in and add Shiny to the list. So, I mean, that trust me, I'm not complaining about that. I thought that was pretty funny, but thank you very much for that one, guys. Definitely want to get in. All right. You know, we'll talk about, yeah, you know, here, Xavier, we'll talk about the Grace Randolph scoop, right? We'll talk about James Gunn and Grace Randolph while I wait for my friend here to get off the phone, and then let themselves be available. So we'll just do that to kill a little bit of time, because I think it's going to be kind of fascinating to see. Let me just get the image here, because I did not pre-upload it like a moron. So here's the thing to consider, right? One of the things that Grace Randolph likes to do, she likes to kind of run her mouth, and that's entirely fine. All right. She's got a lot of opinions. I disagree with a lot of them, but I do enjoy her breakdowns of shows and things like that. I do enjoy that from her. So I do watch her for that kind of stuff, but she has these really interesting hot takes, and she kind of runs to Twitter, and she kind of runs these scoops and everything else. And you never really know if she's telling the truth or not. Well, she's been called out by a couple directors. You know, she was called out by Kathy Ann over the Birds of Prey scoop. There was another director who disagreed with her publicly. I forget who it was. I want to say David Ayer, but I'm probably wrong. And then today we get to add a new one in there, because Grace Randolph was out there talking about this potential scoop from the Peacemaker television series coming to HBO Max January 2022. And James Gunn responded, as James Gunn has been doing on Twitter a lot today. James Gunn has been actually breaking apart scoops that people have left and right. And even Big Screen Leaks, who got roasted for a James Gunn scoop a couple weeks ago, was out there going like, man, I've learned my lesson on that one. But this is what happened with this. Grace says here, Bane is not technically in Peacemaker, as he shows up for one scene at the very end. He literally has, I believe, one line. It's a second season tease. To which case, James says that would, by my definition, mean he was technically in the show. He does not show up at the end or anywhere else and has 0 lines. And that is the BTFO. It's not massive, but it's funny nonetheless here, because I don't know if Grace has said anything in response to this. I literally just came across this right before going live. And I was laughing at it nonetheless. So it's, you know, oh, James is calling her out for the second time. Okay. So he's done this obviously before. And that to me is really damn funny that he's calling her out for the second time, because look, people get scoops, man. People get scoops and they drop them and whatnot. Like I talk about Mikey Sutton stuff every once in a while, mostly on Star Wars. And, you know, he gets a lot of scoops, and there's stuff he tells me that I don't talk about, and, you know, and things like that. But they're also like, I like to talk about them like after they've already been reported on, because it gives me that plausible deniability. Like I think even Josh from Den of Nerds came out today and put a video saying his sources were telling him that they're working on a new Ben Solo trilogy, right? Set in the sequel trilogy era. They want to do a Ben Solo trilogy with Adam Driver, is what he was hearing. And I didn't watch the video, but I saw commentary about it on Twitter. And I just kind of sat back in my chair for a minute and went, huh. Like what? For one, he dead. Ben Solo dead. We saw him die. We saw him finally kiss a woman, and it killed him. Because that is how the pro-feminist approach to the Rise of Skywalker handled the death of Ben Solo. Right? The matriarch gave her life in order for Ben to be brought back from the brink of the dark side, to return to the light. And then Rey died, so he sacrificed his life, ending the Skywalker bloodline in order to bring Rey back. And they kissed, and then he died. But we don't know if he faded away. We didn't see if he faded away. I don't quite know. I don't know. Rational here says they can bring him back. Sure, I have no idea if they can bring him back. All right. Shiftygism here says Ben may not die in the alt Mando timeline. There is no alt Mando timeline. It doesn't. There is. I get the whole notion here about the split timeline thing, but it's nonsense. They're not going to split. Star Wars is a linear line, kind of dumping out a little bit, dipping out a little bit to go and talk, and like do the whole Ezra saving Ahsoka thing from Rebels is like, that's one little bit of it. All right. But for the most part, you can dabble, you can dip your toe into the outside, but you can't go full on time travel. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I don't think so. Here, Mikey Sutton here says James Gunn has never debunked me. But Mikey, you're also not really on Twitter as often. You're not really on Twitter as much. So I don't know, but he was out there today. He was out there throwing some barbs at people. But I wanted to ask you about that Star Wars scoop, if you'd heard anything about a Ben Solo series. Because you were the first person to tell me about the Lando series, which was confirmed a year later. So, it was a year later. It was confirmed a year later. So obviously, I'm just curious what's going on with that stuff. Classy here asks, does time travel exist in Star Wars? It not really. I mean, there's Force stuff you can do. Like Ezra does it to kind of go back to when Ahsoka was going to be killed and then uses it to save her. But it's not Back to the Future type stuff. So there's that. Okay, so Rational here says there's canon timeline and there's Legends timeline. The Legends timeline is, even then, that is iffy. The Legends timeline for Star Wars is massively iffy. It wasn't until a few years after the book started coming out that they tried to establish a core timeline for the EU. And even then it was still wonky. So it's something there to consider. I don't quite know. Simon here, I completely agree. Don't be Doctor Strange in my Star Wars universe. I completely agree. Moisture here says, isn't the EU basically like a multiverse for Star Wars? It kind of is, but they tried to establish a linear line. Again, it is how you want to look at it. Connor here says Legends doesn't count. I completely agree. It's been non-canon since 2014. We know this, but we also know that they're going to pull in more, they're going to pull in some stuff, right? They're going to pull in elements from Legends and add it into the new canon, as they have with Thrawn and things that they want to do. Shiftygism says here, it's a branching timeline theory like Star Trek 2009. But here's the thing with that. Star Trek 2009 had two movies that came before it, right? Star Trek 4 and First Contact, that both dealt with time travel. So in the Star Trek timeline, in the Star Trek canonical timeline, there is in fact establishment for time travel. So having a branching time theory makes a lot of sense. Okay, so that makes more sense for the 2009 reboot of Trek, JJ Trek, right? It does that. Star Wars, you have one instance from an animated show. That's not enough to make it a new thing. Oh, what did Grace say? I'm blocked by her. If somebody can get me a screenshot, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Tony here says George Lucas never considered the old EU canon. He did allow it to exist because he made money on it. they would make a ton of money on that stuff. So yeah, like, it works out pretty well. Tiger Tank here says, if Legends doesn't count, then why even keep it? They decanonized it almost 8 years ago. And then they created the new timeline in 2015, leading into the release of The Force Awakens. And then they've been pulling little tidbits from from Legends to bring on in. Like, if they bring in Mara Jade, it's fucking over, dude. Everyone's going to lose their shit. But right now, this is where we are. Okay, so Lord Slug here says, Grace says that her source said Bane was in the script and then said Gunn could be pulling a He-Man. See, that's unfair. That's unfair. All right. And I say that because Kevin Smith didn't really pull a He-Man. He was right. But on a technical level. So it's like Grace is saying that technically Bane isn't in the show except for the last page. He has one line. I mean, it could be a thing, but James Gunn also broke down a lot of the scoops coming out of the Suicide Squad, and he was correct on those. So he has a good track record. Grace has, picked fights with people in the past. So, and I mean, like, look, today has been a day of picking fights. Trust me. I get all that. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. I don't quite know. HWAD's here with $2. Thank you, man. This is Jarbo Wars, episode 1, the Fandom Menace. Oh yeah. They all hate me. I'm fine with that too. I don't mind that. Here's the thing. You can judge a person based upon their enemies. I'm for honesty in reporting. I am for ethics in journalism. And I am for not misleading your clientele and your customers or your fan base or whatever you want to call them. They're like, oh my God, there's an Asian person. This project is woke. Oh my God, someone said LOL to me. I must cry about it. That's basically where the difference is. Honesty in reporting, fake ass bullshit. There's just the reality of it. I'm sorry, guys. That is true. All right. And so why can't they bring in Mara Jade? Why can't they bring in Mara Jade? What's going on with that? Okay. The screenshot you sent me has Grace Randolph blocking. It has it blocked, dude. I can't do anything with it. Like, you got to send it again without her. Here, I'll bring it up on the screen. I can't even read what she says here. All right. This is what I can't read what she says. So, he's pulling a He-Man. Yeah, Grace, honestly, at this point, I think Grace is trying to figure that out. So it is what it is. Classy here says, been a fan of Matt Jarba since 2017, I believe. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. You went through the fire and the flames of being one of my fans, which a lot of people out there didn't want to do. And I totally understand that. I get it. The internet's a fickle fucking place. I understand that shit. But it is what it is on that one. All right, let me take okay. Mara Jade is Luke's wife and they have kids. They can't have that in canon timeline. No, they can't. They don't have to have that in canon timeline, but that doesn't mean that they can't bring in Mara Jade. Simon here says, Brie Larson for Mara Jade, come at me. There's that. All right. And then also McLeod here says, also both the Prime TV and Movie Trek and Kelvin JJ Films in basically an alternate universe rather than a new timeline. Timelines simultaneously coexist. Yes, they do. That is very true. I also don't like that. That is right. And then, all right, so hold on. Shifty Gizm here says, maybe Gunn changed it after the leak. McG changed the end to Terminator Salvation when Drew McReaney riled up the fanboys into hating his leaked ending of Avatar guy posing as John Connor on ANS. Oh, man. I didn't know about that at all. That's something. Drew McReaney. He actually just followed me on Twitter. I met the guy a number of years ago at Comic-Con. We followed each other. I think it was like 2015 and, or 2016, I think. And then he unfollowed me, and then he just recently refollowed me after like years. So that's kind of funny. I don't know what happened with that, but that is what it is. And then also, I just want to make sure I do address Mikey here because I don't want to forget him before we bring in my friend. But Mikey Sutton here saying, there is no Ben Solo project. I'll be shocked if they spin off anything from the sequel trilogy. That makes all the sense in the world. Why would you spin anything off of the sequel trilogy when the sequel trilogy has so many people that are just like, can we just go back? I mean, like, if the merch wasn't selling for the sequel trilogy, dude, like, Baby Yoda merch flies off store shelves. You know, like I was at Costco today and they have a Baby Yoda plushie and it's like $22. And I've seen them restock that thing like 3 times. People love Baby Yoda. So they definitely are. I mean, yeah, doing anything with Ben Solo, I don't quite know. But I do want to ask my buddy here, Mad Max the Mandalorian, buddy, how are you?
Okay, there's no drama here, right? This is movie after
We
dark,
have
after
moved
dark.
on past the
Okay,
drama.
good.
Yes.
I have to.
I
I'm
should
doing
say
better.
we're moving into other drama, but it's not related to any of that stuff.
It's safe drama, like
it's it's safe drama.
Brad, hey Rhea, hey H Boards Geeks, Mikey Sutton, hey Mikey, Shifty Gizm.
Says Gene.
There's actually a lot of. Oh no, thanks Shifty. You put me in a. Now I'm regressing back. I'm upset. Shifty Gizm. I'm not Gene. Hey Lord Son. There's actually a lot of. Listen, I am so hyped for Matrix. I don't know what you were talking about first, but and I was speaking with some of the guys on my panel. A lot of the younger people haven't actually seen the Matrix.
Really?
Like, you don't like. I was talking to my friend Goldman. It was behind the scenes, but I don't think he'd care if I thought. He's like, I haven't seen the original Matrix. I'm like, do you know all the shocks, twists? He's like, no. I'm like, then you need to see at least the first one. You need to see it.
Yeah, at least the first one. At least the first one, yeah.
I mean, that is an event. Like, I remember being in the theater, amazing.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember absolutely being... The very first time I saw The Matrix was back on opening weekend back in 99. I was 17. And the movie the movie was just great. Like, the movie caught me completely by surprise. It blew my mind. That lobby shootout scene was so intense, and I still remember the feeling I got watching it. And I mean, like, dude, I love that movie. I'll tell you this. So when the movie came out on home video, it was that fall, and I was working at Hollywood Video at the time, and I was getting ready to move to San Diego, and so I ended up getting fired from Hollywood Video. It was over some bullshit that, like, the manager really fucked things up, and so they needed to kind of have a scapegoat, and they knew that I was leaving anyway in like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So they just found a way to fire me early. But they told me, and the weirdest thing, they said, once you bring back the movies you have checked out, you're never allowed to step foot back on the property, which was the weirdest thing. I'm like, that's kind of odd. So I'm like, wait. So I went home and I thought about it. I'm just like, so what if I don't return the movies? Like, what are they going to do about it? But I had 10 Things I Hate About You checked out. I had The Matrix, because we had just got The Matrix in, so I had that rented. And then I also had our only copy of Office Space.
Oh, that's worth it then.
And yeah, I'm like, yeah, worth it. Worth it.
There's 83 people watching. Where are the thumbs up? Come on, guys.
I don't know. It's probably not gonna get a...
Or thumbs it down,
thumbs it down, thumbs it up. It's all good. Leave a like, though, if you want. It's all good. Tony here saying, rip Hollywood Video. I know, man. R.I.P. Hollywood Video. I miss all that stuff. But yeah, so I ended up getting The Matrix that way. And then I was really wondering if they were ever going to end up doing a sequel to it, because it didn't really ever feel like they were going to. And if they did, I wouldn't know how they were going to pull it off, given how the first movie ended. But then again, in 2003, we knew that there was going to be The Matrix Reloaded and then The Matrix Revolutions coming at the, twice in a year. We're going to get 2 Matrix movies back to back effectively. And that shit was like unheard of back then. So, I mean, like, they ran with it. And even once, and I know a lot of people out there like weren't necessarily like the happiest with the sequels. I still like them. But here's the thing. If you guys haven't seen the 45-second teaser that came out today, give this a watch.
This is the moment for you to show us what is real. Right now, you believe it's 9:23 a.m. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Could be. This is the first day of the rest of your life. But if you want it, you gotta fight for it.
Yeah, man. That looks awesome.
Yes. I'm so hyped for it.
I agree. I love Connor here says, I honestly think the sequels get way too much hate. Hell yeah, dude. The Merovingian was awesome. The Merovingian was great. Monica Bellucci was great. I thought Jada Pinkett Smith was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, the thing is, like, the third one has problems, but I feel like
I get annoyed when people even say the third one because there's some really cool stuff there, like a guy in a mech that looked really good.
Yeah, the mech stuff at the end of the Resident or RJ here. I've never seen any of the Matrix movies before.
Okay, we need to do a watch party with him and Goldman. I don't know how we're gonna do it somehow. I just told Goldman on Twitter, I'm like, you ever see it on YouTube? First time watching this?
Yeah,
that's a perfect movie at this time to do that. Or I mean, if RJ, when you're feeling, and we have to take this moment. Everyone go sub to RJ if you haven't already. Give him some support. We're not going to speak anything that's private, but he said on Twitter, he's got it. He's not feeling well right now. He's got some family illness, and everything going on in the world. So go give some love to RJ. We love the dude. He's making movie talk great again with Jarbo here, and he's doing some great content. Please go sub to him if you haven't already. He's going to get to 1K if he's
he'll get there. He'll get there very quick. He's putting out some good stuff. So okay, so Simon here says, sorry, it looks like a rehash of familiar scenes, and I think that's the point, because it's 2021. Well, it's 2021. The last movie came out literally 18 years ago. So it came out 18 years ago. They're going to have to kind of figure out a way to get it back into it. They're going to have to figure out a way to kind of make it a thing again. And so I think that's kind of what's going to be happening here. They want to make it feel that now, just a random, very intelligent Drake here is saying that there's a second teaser. I think we're going to get to that. And this is why. So this is the website that came out. And did you see this one?
No, I didn't see this.
So this website is just the choice is yours.whatisthematrix.com. So we can choose either the red pill or the blue pill. And I think the red pill is a trailer that we saw. I think this one might be the other trailer. If you know what I'm going to do? Actually, hold on real quick. I'm going to bring this up as its own Chrome tab in order.
Hasn't the right wing really embraced the red pill thing though?
Yeah. The incel.
So are they going to
really?
No, I mean they've co-opted that part of the movie. So are they going to take it back to the blue pill? I don't know. Who knows, right?
Well, that's kind of the whole point though, is
like you think
is in regards to this. There has been a lot of what's the word I want to use here? There's I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought, but let's
this has even been politicized in like
the red pill got picked up by the pickup artist community. And then that got moved over to the incel guys, and now it's kind of like a joke, like I've said, can someone red pill me on The Last Jedi sort of thing.
Right.
And then, but Jason here says red pill, blue pill has become pretty political. No one really mentions the blue pill anymore outside of what Shiny's here says.
Can I have a different pill?
Viagra.
I don't want either one.
So that's kind of the whole thing there. We'll have to wait and see.
Both pills suck.
Yeah. And all right, let's take a look here at what happens when we click on the blue pill. Let's go. Oh.
Do you remember how you got here? You've lost your capacity to discern reality from fiction. What's real is here and now. 10:44 p.m.
That's actually this time right now.
It's just your mind playing tricks on you. It becomes a problem when fantasies endanger us. We don't want anyone to get hurt, do we?
Wow. Okay. And then, of course, the other one is that first
Christopher Nolan ain't got shit on this. I'm sorry. If it delivers from this teaser trailer. Because I like Christopher Nolan, but he's like overly praised. That's amazing teaser right there.
Well, as far as teasers go, Like that's some pretty good shit right there. Like
Right.
like hands
So
down.
now,
Some
does
pretty
it
good
live
stuff.
up to it? We'll have to wait and see. But that is legit.
So yeah, I mean, like the thing is, like you have the full trailer in 2 days, and this is one of those things where it's going to be like, I think it's good. I think like if you, I'm just saying this right now. If you think that the Spider-Man trailer, well, okay, maybe it's not going to be Spider-Man trailer. I don't want to have that kind of bold ass prediction, but I do think that the Matrix 4 trailer is going to break the internet. Now, my problem with it though, my biggest problem with it actually has a lot to do with the way that fucking Keanu Reeves looks. Because he looks.
I really thought it was a fan-made trailer because I thought it was John Wick at first.
Well, that's kind of the point. It is kind of like John Wick. Oops, wrong one right there. It is like that. Let me bring up this image here. This is a screenshot from the trailer. I mean, this is him. It's just him looking like John Wick.
Yeah, I didn't
like
that
that's
either.
like that's all it is. So I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that he's going to end up sitting there and looking any other way, but that's okay. I mean, I think some fans are going to be having some issue with trying to discern John Wick from the Matrix, because look, I'm sure like RJ said, I've not seen the Matrix movies, but I'm sure he's seen John Wick. So that to him is like his, Keanu Reeves franchise. Whereas you and me, we're both 39. It's like we grew up with Bill and Ted. We grew up with The Matrix. We grew up with Speed. We grew up with Point Break. We grew up with Bram Stoker's Dracula, right? Like we grew up with Keanu in a multitude of different ways. A lot of kids nowadays, and I'm not trying to call RJ a kid, but he is younger. A lot of people that are younger, they're going to be in the position of really trying to they're not going to know this character. So I'm hoping there's a bit of a Matrix revival, because I would love to see something like the Animatrix come back, because out of all of those animated anthology things that were done, for like Batman, was it Batman Gotham? Yeah, Batman Gotham Knight was the one before the Dark Knight in 2008. And then you had Halo Legends in 2010 or 2009 or what the fuck ever. And they were both terrible. That was when they went to the anime companies and they're like, make Batman anime. And you're like, no, that's a bad idea. Now, Star Wars Visions is the exact same thing in regards to anime and Star Wars, but Star Wars can adapt itself to anime, like Batman, not so much. Fucking Halo, not so much. The Matrix, it kind of can, because there's a lot of that kind of samurai shit going on. Okay, Stoker. Sorry. Bram Stoker.
There you go. Your mind goes to Stroker. Okay.
That's the porn version. My bad, you guys. Yeah. RJ here says, I've watched all the John Wick movies and I adore them. There you go. Now,
Matrix
Watcher says,
better.
Well, Keanu has said that, or he says here, my guess is Keanu didn't want to cut his hair. He's filming these movies pretty much back to back. Yes, that's true. But he also buzzed his head. He has also buzzed his head. So there's pictures of that as well. So he has shaved it. That's going to be something in there, but it's probably finishing up shooting John Wick 4 and 5 back to back. They're probably already wrapped that up then. RPK asks, do you think there could be maybe a spinoff type series in HBO Max for The Matrix? Yes, 100%. That's actually part of their business model. I mean, it may change with the Discovery thing, but they wanted to make television shows out of every one of their big tentpole movies in order to bring in people. The only one that's kind of even gone into production so far has been Peacemaker. They had one for Dune called Sisters of Dune that they announced. That hasn't moved forward at all. I don't even know if we're going to get a Dune sequel. Who knows? But, I could see them doing something with The Matrix, because there are stories to tell in that world that would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's definitely some stuff in there. McLeodier says The Matrix Resurrection / What is the Matrix teasers are a prime example of sick marketing, especially with the time tracking and footage change each time you play the teasers. That's the thing, is like the good marketing is going to be good on that one. And I think a lot of people are going to go back and rewatch the Matrix sequels and go, maybe they're not so bad. Maybe they're not so bad. Maybe they're okay. And maybe they'll be opening up to a whole new audience of people. That'd be pretty cool to see. I don't know, Max, are you excited for it?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's coming out when? October?
December. No, it's coming out up against another movie. I forget which one it is though. So, I don't.
Am I gonna kill me to say that I might just watch it at home, even though I'm really looking forward to it?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I think we are in that phase right now.
But I'm comfortable going to movies though, but I'm just like certain things I don't know.
No, I get it. You kind of have to pick and choose.
Well, I do have to put paying down bills first because everyone knows my situation.
Yeah.
So if I'm already paying for HBO Max, I'll save it for a different movie.
Oh yeah. No, 100%, dude. I totally get that. And then hold on here. Simon Section with $5 says, take the green pill and you learn. What's the green pill? Like weed? That sounds like fun.
I would take that over the other ones. They should really make it political. Put the 2 pills and the vaccine.
Yeah, they should. They probably should. If it was a pill or a suppository, maybe it'd be better for some people.
There's a pandemic. Which one do you take?
Yeah. Hold on here. RJ here says, RJ here says, I'll get crucified for saying this, but the trailers and many of the character designs world just reminds me of Cyberpunk 2077. No, it didn't come out. Well, no, it was in production. I think Cyberpunk 2077 has been in production though for like a long ass time. So like, I think they first announced it in 2013. So, I mean, I get it. And I see here, he's talking about Jessica Henwick looking a bit like a Cyberpunk character. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, man, like people accused The Matrix of ripping off Ghost in the Shell when Ghost in the Shell blatantly ripped off Blade Runner. So, I mean, all of this stuff relatively rips off each other. Like that's basically what it boils down to. So it's nothing that like, I get it, but it's also like, just, I would approach it as being just its own thing. I think you're going to like the Matrix movies. There's a lot of philosophy in those movies, a lot of questions that I think have kind of where we are right now with AI and that whole situation. It might actually be more pertinent in this day and age than it was 20 years ago. So something there to consider, but thank you very much for the super chat. And then H Barts here says, I've never seen any of them. God, damn it, H Barts.
Can we come together for a watch party sometime before it comes out for the first one?
Yeah. We'll head over.
RJ, Goldman, H Bart, all these young fellas haven't seen it. I'm so amazed.
I mean, like, I get it. Like, I get it. I understand.
It's a must watch for a movie fan.
It really is. There are movies out there that are very, very good for that. And this is one that I think is held up. But again, it's one of those ones where it's like, it's kind of like asking people if they've seen like Pirates of the Caribbean. You know what I mean? And so there's definitely that.
I like Bite Me's comments. Are we wicking the Matrix? Yeah.
Maybe. And then also H Barts here says, don't mention that trash Dracula. What, Dracula 2000? That was pretty bad. I know what you mean though. I know what you mean. But I'll tell you this, man. I plan on seeing Matrix in theaters 100%. So there's that. Like, absolutely plan on seeing that. Mikey here says Matrix accused of ripping off Dark City 2. Dark City came out what, like, was that 97 or 98? I mean, I want to say Dark City was 90.
It was boring.
98.
It was interesting, but kind of boring.
I like Dark City though. It's I enjoyed it for what it was. But again, it's like Dark City. Yeah. I mean, the kind of like the steampunk angle of it, you know, or the cyberpunk angle. Well, I mean, Matrix is more cyberpunk. Dark City was kind of more Victorian steampunk. Just maybe that's my recollection because it's been so long. But I mean, I can see that they'd want to try to make that claim, but at the same time, I mean, there's also the 13th Floor that came out right around the same time. The 13th Floor starred like, what was it? Vincent D'Onofrio. Like, the 13th Floor was a 1999 movie that starred Craig Burko, Gretchen Mol, Vincent D'Onofrio, Dennis Haysbert. You know, and it's a movie about, you know, like going into the 13th floor of a building. Remember, 13th floor doesn't exist in a lot of places. You know, it goes from 12 to 14 because it's unlucky to have that. So the reality of it is, like, there was movies at the time. Like, there was even another movie. Did you ever hear of a film called Existence?
Yes, I think.
Did you ever see it?
Jude Law?
Yeah.
I think I started to watch it. It seemed a little interesting, but the production, it's like a really budget, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a Lynch movie, I believe. Exist. God damn, how the fuck do you spell that? I can't even. All right, let's see here. Like, I can't remember. I was going to bring up the trailer. Because it basically got like, all right, yeah. Okay, Existence. There we go. All right, let me just make sure I can find the damn trailer here. All right. Because look, this is the one that came out in the same exact time as The Matrix. All right. And it was from Dimension Films and it was from everything else. And a lot of people thought that this movie was straight up just ripping off The Matrix back then. It's like, but it goes to show you how, like, just kind of how these particular stories are being told around that damn time. So something there to consider there. So check this out, right? We're gonna take a look at the trailer for this. For those of you who've never seen it, this is actually a really good movie.
There's an intimacy involved in playing Existence.
Can you guys hear that okay?
Beyond description.
Mhm.
In the not-too-distant future, Allegra Geller has created the ultimate escape.
The possibilities are so great.
This is amazing.
A parallel universe called Existence.
Now I'm warning you. It's going to be a wild
Equilibrium.
Yeah.
It taps into your deepest emotions.
Ride. You're the power source. Your body, your nervous system, your energy.
It unleashes your wildest urges.
I can't help myself.
Oh, he's fighting it.
I've got a serious urge to kill someone here.
Do it. It's just a game.
But it's the first genuine threat to reality.
It's a lot more fun when it starts feeling realer than real.
And someone wants it stopped at all costs.
You're worth a lot of money. $5 million for your dead body. Step into my office.
Allegra, we need help.
The only way I can tell if everything's okay is to play Existence with somebody friendly. Are you friendly? Play with me.
It's a weird ass movie. It's a good movie, but it's a weird ass movie.
Something's wrong. Oh God.
What happened?
He's come back here with us.
I think we're still inside the game.
Stuck now, aren't you?
Oh, it's Cronenberg, not Lynch. I got that wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, that movie is fucking weird, right? But like that and Equilibrium. There was another movie right around that same time. Oh man, there was like, I remember like Lawnmower Man, right? Like that one was a Stephen King adaptation, kind of dealt with virtual reality.
Do you think Wachowski, it's just the Wachowski now, not Wachowskis. I don't know which one's doing it.
It's Lana Wachowski that's doing it.
Lana, do you think she has it back based on what we saw so far?
I mean, well, so
we saw, what did we see the recent after Speed Racer? Woo, Speed Downhill.
I love Speed Racer though. Speed
No,
Racer
I
is
know
one of my
that,
favorite
but
movies.
after that, it was like off a cliff with quality.
Well, like Cloud Atlas was pretty bad,
Oh, yeah.
And then but they did produce Ninja Assassin and V for Vendetta. They did produce V.
Oh
for,
yeah, that's V for
No, I don't remember if they produced V for. I thought they produced V for. No. Ninja Assassin was from the director of V for Vendetta, and they produced that one. I like it, but it's one of those things where it's like the concept of going into a game or going into an alternate world, a virtual reality world, was not something that is like uncommon at the time, you know, and nowadays, like, it still isn't necessarily uncommon. It's just not kind of tackled in the same way. But there was even a TV show that came out in the fall of '99 called Harsh Realm. That was from the guy who created Chris Carter, the guy who created X-Files. And it was about going into a video game, a virtual world, where like the guy had to like, you know, take out the general because the general had hidden himself away somewhere and had like these nuclear codes or something. and he went rogue and he took over this virtual world. And so but if you die in there, you die in real life. So it's like he had to go in and try to like get in there, you know, and it's crazy. It didn't last more than a couple episodes. I have the DVD box set somewhere, but it's like that kind of concept was not uncommon back in the day. And so now it's like with the Matrix, so going back into the Matrix, how are they going to play into it with social commentary? That's what I'm the most interested in.
Is time going to make a sequel better? Because
I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. Yeah.
Technology, phones, social media.
Yeah, I definitely want to see what's going to happen with that one. But Simon Section here with $5, Matt. Thank you. Says, Matt, if you notice that the Matrix is basically the Terminator, but it's virtual reality. No, come on, dude. We're not going down that Sophia Stewart rabbit hole right now. Like, that is the weirdest shit. Did you ever hear that story about the woman who sued Warner Brothers over the Matrix and the Terminator?
No.
She claims that she wrote the Terminator and she wrote the Terminator script originally, and that they took it and they split it, and so like they made the Matrix and the Terminator franchise out of this whole thing. And her name is Sophia Stewart, and I actually tracked her down on Twitter, and we started talking, and her and I, honest to God, had like an hour and a half long conversation. She has sent me documentation, like court filings, where she claims that she actually owns the lien on Warner Brothers lot in LA. Like she says that she's like, oh, I own the Matrix franchise. I own the Terminator franchise. I own, Warner Brothers lot and studio in LA and all this other stuff. And I'm like, so why are you slumming it in Vegas? You know what I mean? Like, you know, like what's going on? But she's got a lot of support in Vegas with a lot of people out there. But then she's also run afoul of some people, and you can find some reports on that. I kind of want to do it a full on deep dive into it because I've got all the documentation. She sent me all the documentation, and the shit is fucking wild. But it's like really that whole story. I think that whole story needs to be talked about because it is crazy, and I might need to spend some time actually working on it because it's a long deep dive into this stuff, and it's good shit. Anyway, thank you very much for that, Simon. And then hold on, I just want to make sure
I'm getting extreme. Just so you know, I'm not buying much, but I cannot find a Zack Snyder Justice League Steelbook for a good price, and I missed the pre-order when it went up on Best Buy, and I can't get it anywhere. I see everyone talking about it. It's really hard to get. I could spend like $60 to $80 on eBay, but I can't do that. I can't get it for real retail.
Yeah, crazy. I definitely I've seen people today. I was going to talk about that actually.
I don't know where they're getting the Best Buy link went out. The pre-order went like super fast, and it never came back to like pre-order. Like I usually pre-order. I mean, that's one I'm used to. I told everyone I'm getting that one. Oh
yeah, no, I totally understand that. I think the biggest issue with that is just a lot of people probably pre-ordered it because, you know, the movie, we all know the movie ended up getting like absolutely like, you know, dicked over by Warner Brothers, and it took them all this time. Like it's been almost 6 months for it to come out on home video when other movies have come out a lot faster. But one of the interesting things is like I was looking around on what was it on Discussing Film had brought up an article about it today, or brought up a post about it today. Also real quick here, HWAD says I'm on Bond first and I got to get the 4K Matrix. Yeah, I got the 4K Matrix. It's pretty awesome. And then okay, it says, so yeah, we see here that Discussing Film here says that Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy on 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray is now on sale.
Yeah, I could get that, but I want the Steelbook.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably find, like, they might reissue the Steelbook down the road. You may want to wait. I was looking at getting this because I'm like, damn, it looks sexy as fuck. You know, like, look at this right here. Like, ooh.
That's some cool art in there.
Ooh, that looks good.
That's not like throwaway art that they usually put in there. That's like really legit stuff.
Yeah. So then I ended up, coming over here and like looking at it, and like it's $70.
For movies you may already have.
Well, I already own all of these movies. You know what I mean? Like I already own everything. But the key issue here is like, but not in 4K. I've got BVS in 4K, And I have Zack Snyder's League in 4K.
Is this the BVS with the added IMAX that I?
Yeah, this is I think this is the BVS with the IMAX stuff, because they were really clearancing out all the other BVS stuff before March. Like I was at Walmart and they had the 4K BVS.
Matt, get this off.
Why? What?
Get it off.
What? Why?
It had some info there.
Oh, what? It had my my home. It didn't have my address. It has my zip code.
Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking.
No, I appreciate that. People, I live in Olympia, Washington. People know that. It's fine.
Okay.
Like again, it's my I'm cool with people knowing that I live in Olympia. It's fine with me. So yeah, I definitely want to get, but thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely want to get all this at one point in time, but I think I'm just gonna wait, because those are all gonna drop in price by Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But did you see all the pictures?
You just got one. You got a steelbook Forth? Tell me where you got it. I'll try.
He says here, Snyder movies don't look any better in 4K, and I load the IMAX up. I disagree, man. I think it also, a lot of the 4K depends on your television. It really does. It really actually depends on your television. It absolutely does. If your television is like a shitty ass 4K, it may not be able to give you everything on it. And then it's like, like I got a TCL 4K that watching things in 4K diminishes the quality of the, it really does diminish the quality of the output. So I have to like disable 4K to go back to 1080p, and 1080p looks better. But watching Zack Snyder's Justice League on 4K on my new TV, my Samsung, it looked amazing. So I do disagree. Momoon asking, did Jarbo rescue Britney Spears? Is that true? No, but we're going to talk about that.
No, Popcorn Planets rescued,
Yeah. No, he personally freed Britney. I'm just going to talk about some of the stuff. Because my girlfriend and I, we talk about it quite often, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
So yeah, she's really into it. So there's that. Shifty gives me here to say the Terminator was lifted from a Harlan Ellison story, if not Days of Future Past. It was inspired by, and they've gotten into some legal battles as a result of that, which again made for a very interesting conversation with Sophia Stewart, because she tried to deny all that.
H. Bart's is just like throwing heat on my whole collection.
Yeah, but he's a fan of physical.
No, but his
media.
collection is cool though. Like I saw some of his collection with a lot of Jackie Chan, but they're like really nice, like not like cardboard, but like I don't know, that type of Blu-ray case that folds and has a lot of artwork, and it's like really, he keeps it in really nice condition. So I was kind of jealous of H parts, but you're also killing me on the steelbooks, because I love steelbooks.
Well, I mean, and one day you will be able to go and get your hands on them again. Now Palindromer says, I don't know, I saw Akira on 4K and it's like watching it with new eyes. I mean, animation could be really upgraded very well into that. So I understand that entirely. All right. As we come up on the hour of everything, it's been a good conversation so far, but let's get into the stuff that's going to probably get me in like an absolute fuckload of trouble. Because that's where I've been at all day. Yeah, no, you're fine.
We're going to both get trouble together.
No, it's a different kind of trouble. It's none of the trouble you care about. It's the trouble you actively put mustaches on. So we're fine. We're fine.
I'm gonna get so much trouble with my mustache game.
Yeah, you've done it before. You've done it before.
I have to be honest, revealing the truth to you. It's just like, it makes me laugh.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's funny just to kind of watch the world burn. So,
it just
people get mad about everything.
I'm like putting that mustache on people.
People get
people get mad over actually that.
Yeah. Okay, hold on here. Let's see here. Fourth here says, I have the LG OLED 3K, 3000 plus. Snyder's movies are grainy and murky. I love them that way, but I don't see the 4K quality myself. I want a 16:9 crop JL edition. See, here's the thing with that though. Like, what size is your OLED? I got a 55-inch Samsung, and it's not OLED. It's just a 4K, but it looks fantastic even in the 4x3. on that size, on the 55 inch.
I did a video on this. If it's 4K quality, you do the zoom feature on your TV and it fills the whole screen.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that.
But most, some stuff, other films, it cuts it out, but a 4:3 zoomed, it looks good. I watched the whole movie that once. One time I watched it that way and it looked fine.
All right. I mean, I like the 4:3, so I'm totally content with that. But I understand it's not for everyone. I totally get it, man. Thank you very much. And then we got Todd here with $10. Thank you, buddy. Says, Jarbo, if Zack Snyder had directed The Passion of the Christ instead of Mel Gibson, how differently do you think the movie would have been? I mean, like, it would have been as violent, I think, but it would have been a lot more stylistic. Yeah, there would have been like, the Cat and Nine Tails would have like been in like ultra fucking slow-mo, and like Jesus would have been like, but he would have been like Michael Fassbender style, ripped from like 300. It would just be like washboard abs, like, Jesus did fucking Pilates and shit. Mm-hmm. And then like he's like, I gotta carry this cross, and then of course out of the cross would come a litany of assault weapons, and then he would just mow down Pompous Pilate and all the other people and like just make his way off the hill, and then he would chill out in a cave for a couple of days while the heat died down.
Talk
and then
about triggering people, that version. Oh my god.
Oh dude, a couple of years ago I did a live stream and I just called it like on Easter and I titled it Happy Zombie Jesus Day. So many people were furious with me over that joke. I'm all like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Like my friends and I'm like, oh right, I'm friends with like a shit ton of atheists, so it's like we don't care about that. But I didn't realize Christians were going to get mad over a little bit of humor. What were you guys going to like throw me on a cross? Anyway, no, I'm fucking around. No, I honestly though, I think if Zack Snyder would have directed the Passion of the Christ, it would have been the first like R-rated comic book style movie to gross the money that it did. A lot of people really, really, really liked the Passion of the Christ. I think it was like watching a snuff film, and so it didn't really speak to me on that level.
I never saw that one.
You never saw Passion of the Christ?
Mm.
Oh, dude, yeah, Passion of the Christ.
Oh wow.
Passion of the Christ is definitely I don't want to say a fun movie. It's a movie. It's definitely a fucking movie. All right. Command Unit here says ready for the daily dose today. 3rd time's a charm. Yeah, we'll get to it by the end, man. Also, by the way, happy birthday, Command Unit. I hope you're doing good, man. I saw people saying that to you in the chat. Let us do it. Thank you very much. And then H Bart's here says over the weekend I watched Fast 6 and Tokyo Drift. Both of them are fine movies. I like both quite a bit. Kira says here the Jesus Chainsaw Massacre. That would be a hell of a thing. Let's see here. Senior Nerd says Zack Snyder already did his Passion of the Christ. It was called Man of Steel. Ooh. John here says, can you imagine Frank Miller doing Passion of the Christ comic? That'd be so fucked up. That would be so fucked up. But no, I think it would be interesting to see what would happen with the more interpretations of Christ on the cross. Because you know what? Why the fuck not, man? Why the hell not? They make good money. They make good money. They do. Christian movies make good money, man. If I was a horrible grifter, I would just like find Christ and come out and be like, I've been saved, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saved. I want to tell the story of Christ. He will channel me through my words and my deeds and my actions to direct these movies. We're going to be making a story about a man. He's lower than dirt. Whole world is pissed on him. No one likes him, but Jesus lights the way. It's the Jeffrey Epstein story. Anyway, I'm just saying, dude. I have met some of those people who make those kind of biblical films, and that there's so much money. If you can get in with like the Midwest and like the Bible Belt and whatever, and like pimp that shit, that's my like. Why do you think Tyler Perry is so rich? This is an honest thing. Tyler Perry knows his audience.
Needs to make some Bible games.
Maybe, yeah. Be like Tommy. Yeah, Tommy. You wanna get the Amico into the hands of a very
yeah.
I mean, these are people that like I think it was it Starflix or whatever it was, like they're Pure Flix maybe, the company that like edits out obscene material in movies. Mm-hmm. Right. And like, it's for a religious audience. It's all like, anytime there's a naughty word or a booby, edit, edit, edit. It's like watching made for TV television, or like movies that were, you know, the TV version of these films, only way more tamer because, you know, it's Christians. And they actually got busted by the MPAA, I think, a while back. I got to look into that one a bit more. Yeah. But really, it's like when you break it down, like there's just a lot of money in very hardcore niche categories, right? So like horror movies is a massive, massive fan base. If you can tap into that fan base, you can produce a lot of really low budget horror films, but your audience will eat that up because they love that kind of stuff. Tyler Perry marketed his movies, like the Medea movies, to a black audience. The thing is, though, there was cross racial appeal with Medea, and a lot of white people really liked Medea, and they thought that the movies were funny. So he ended up doing really well, but his niche was making movies for the African American community. And then again, like Kevin Sorbo right now can't do anything else, so he's doing all these movies that are just like, you know, God's Not Dead. I think he was in God's Not Dead 2 or whatever. And those kind of films, which make a lot of money with that demographic, right? This is the thing. Like, this is the thing. You and me, we kind of appeal like broadly to a lot of different audiences. This is why the Fandom Menace does well, is because they're able to really niche down, right? You know, women bad, minorities bad, right? I'm being hyperbolic, but you know,
they don't make any. They look, these white people. I mean, everyone gets upset that I call them the white bros or Friday Night Whites, but they don't make any money putting white people in the thumbnails.
Yeah,
they make all the money putting minorities and women.
There you go. And
money
laser eyes.
Right, off of women and minorities, and then without them, they don't exist. So really,
it's just the whole point is this. It is just absolutely hysterical, in my opinion.
It's not a lie, though, is it?
It's not a lie. No, it's not a lie at all. H-Bart's here with $2. My thing says, Grain is good. Citizen Kane will be good. Yes, I can't wait to get Citizen Kane in 4K. That's going to be dope. And then Andrew here says, you are thinking about cleanliness. For what? Oh, cleanliness is next to godliness? Is that it? I don't know. Clean Flicks. Thank you. Clean Flicks. That's what it was. Kind of like cleanliness. I mean, okay.
There's a lot of searches Jarbo has done, but I don't think that was one.
I don't think clean is anything that I look for, to be honest.
Look at the Hollywood After Dark news.
We talk about, I love that logo, man. That thing's funnier than hell. But anyway, okay, so let's speak about the funniest news of the day, because there's been a lot going on today. Obviously, a lot of shit's going down, especially over this. Okay. And what we have here.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
How can you be any more SJW, and that's the thing they hate, than saying LOL is an attack?
Yeah. Oh no. I totally know. I totally get that. That is exactly what's going on here.
Oh my God.
So looking at this here, because I had the image up here. This is basically kind of what set it off today. So Simu Liu took an image that was from Reddit. This was this little collage here was put together on Reddit, and it was sent over to Simu Liu found it because he's actually a Redditor, as I found out. He lurked around Reddit for quite some time, and so he took it, put LOL, put it on his Instagram story, and that's it. And of course, you know, the over-the-top hyperbolic response here from this live stream Nerdrotic. Everyone made these videos today. Oh, we're being attacked. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it's this. You know, I mean, look, here's the thing. It was all being hyperbolic, but you can tell it bugged him. That's the funniest thing about it. You can tell that it bugged Chewbacca. It really did.
Oh, not to even comment on some of the other chaos today, but it bugged a lot of people, and nothing about it was actually addressing the criticism you gave. Everything else was, it's Matt Jarbo. He just wants to start. They never said you were wrong once.
Well, that's kind of the whole point.
Never.
Is because I am on a lot of things. I'm never wrong. But
if you listen to all the people that cannot stand Matt Jarbo this week, has any one of them said he was wrong?
I don't know. I don't listen.
No, they say
I've made it I've made it a priority to not watch their content if I don't have to.
They brought up other stuff, stupid stuff.
I'm sure.
Campaigns.
Boulders flagging polar bear.
Right.
They're playing the hits. You know, they're playing the hits. They're going to the Hollywood Bowl playing the hits. The Ballad of Matt Jarbo. Yeah, I get all that shit. That's kind of the whole point. Is that that's all they've got. That's all they've got. And it doesn't make any sense to me because it's like, it's been 3 years and no one fucking cares anymore. Obviously, the Hollywood After Dark is still pulling in an audience. It's growing. It's getting bigger every day, even on the replays and stuff. I'm making more money than I was before, and I don't even want to spend a lot of time talking about them, but it just kind of happens. However, well, you do. I really just want to talk about, I want to gush about the fucking Matrix. That's what I want to gush about, right? For the most part. But there are things that need to be addressed, especially in this space. And the reason why it needs to be addressed is because last week I triggered the fuck out of them with that whole McCarthyism thing. And I mean, even today, I had some fucking random dude on TikTok like, McCarthy was a hero. And I'm all like, you need to go back to school. You know, and then I'm like, I'm checking his TikTok feed, and it's just like, it's just reply guy into like, you know, whatever the fuck. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. You know, but it's like, again, it's not, I don't want to insult their entire fan base because there is an overlap, and obviously there's that. But it's like, come on, how often can you hear this and believe that it's real? That's my whole point. And I was saying this last night, even then, it's like the people who talk about this kind of stuff, the level of hatred and vitriol that they put out there, that the demonization of people like Kathleen Kennedy or Brie Larson or whoever else they want to go after this week is very much all designed to keep people angry. I mean, look at this. Go back to chapter 4 of The Mandalorian back in 2019, the first episode with Cara Dune, and she kicked Mando's ass, and they were all making all the videos calling her a Mary Sue. Then she runs her mouth on social media. She gets fucking fired, you know, because she fucked around and found out. And then they're all, oh, we love Cara Dune. We love Cara Dune. All of a sudden, never mind, they were bashing her a little over a year prior, or a little under a year prior. So it's all the game. It's all political theater. Everything that happened today, with all this shit, with this stuff here, is all of that. But I'll tell you what was really funny, Max. I'll tell you what was great about this, right? So they were all trying to say that the movie would flop, or that the movie would come close to flopping, or so on and so forth. And they're also moving the goalposts today, saying that the second we drop is going to be terrible. They start trying to pull in, you know, Black Widow.
We'll try the same grift another week.
Oh, exactly. But here's the thing, right? So we heard initially that they were looking at about, what, $40 million for the movie initial pull-in. And then it ended up doing a lot more than that, $75 million over the span of the first 3 days, and then up to $90 million for the 4 days. That's what people were saying. Now it's actually, according to comicbookmovie.com here, it had a stronger domestic opening weekend than previously reported. It actually ended up pulling in. They said here it was set to reach 90 million. That's what everyone's talking about. It actually pulled in, I think, about $94.5 million. If I could find that here. A total of $94.67 million is what its domestic total was Thursday through Friday. Thursday numbers are channeled into Friday, by the way. So your preview night screenings, which used to be midnight screenings, the reason why they were at midnight is because it would then be the calendar day for Friday, and then that money would be then added in. Now Thursday night just counts as Friday. Here's a little inside info for you. There we go. But the thing is that the movie pulled in 95 million roughly in the first 4 days. And yeah, is it like not as high as Avengers Endgame in its opening weekend? Oh yeah, 100%. It's not as high as it is, you know, but is it like, did it open the fifth lowest or third lowest if you adjust for inflation, which is again, one of the most idiotic and insane goalpost moving things I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's all this nonsense, but the movie still pulled in money, and whatever it pulls in during the week, we don't know. School's back in session. There's not a lot of competition for the rest of the month. Venom is the next big movie on the horizon, coming out at the beginning of next month. And then it's, you know, it's going to be Shang-Chi, Venom, Eternals, fucking Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like we're getting a Marvel movie, roughly one per month until the end. And then Morbius in fucking January. The only month we get off where there's not going to be a Marvel movie in theaters is going to be February, because in March we get Doctor Strange 2. So they are absolutely getting us ready for a massive return to this world as they start merging it all together. And people are going to get excited, and people are going to go see it, especially as more people feel that it's safe to go to the theaters. For people out there who talk about movies, this movie doing well should actually be like the one thing you celebrate. Because the movie doing well actually means that theaters are going to be getting an influx of cash, which means that, who knows, maybe they can stay open longer. They can hire more people. The money goes back in. It ends up being circulated around. It's actually good for job growth and job creation and all of these things. it's a symbiotic system.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole goddamn point. But
Yeah,
no,
theaters
no.
can come back. Unfortunately, like you were reminiscing about rental places, where we go for our weekends away. It's a small town, and they had one rental place, and because of the pandemic, they had to shut down. Like they could hold on as long as there was consistent theater releases and rentals, but
Yeah.
because that long period of time where studios were holding on to their films and everyone was just watching streaming. So yes, it is something to applaud. It means people's jobs. We're aren't as movie fans, aren't we here to support people that go to school and are paying down their college debt and get into the industry for our entertainment? Don't we want to support them? I mean, I cannot, besides having a personal agenda against Disney and stuff, there's so many people that are employed by them that are just trying to make a living wage and provide entertainment. That's something I want to support. Yeah, Disney does some bullshit. So does every company.
Yeah.
But there's so many people up in the game that are reliant on this machine that I'm okay to not ignore stuff, but do my part to contribute.
Yeah, and I think that's and that's what I was saying. I told people this too last week or before. Before Shang-Chi came out. I'm like, if you want to see Spider-Man, if you want to see No Way Home in theaters, go the fuck to the theater and watch.
Although Grace Randolph,
what'd you say now?
She spilled some tea.
Oh, about what?
She said she's hearing that they really need more time for the special effects, and it's probably going to get delayed no matter what, not even because of the pandemic.
Whatever. She also said that Bane is going to be in Peacemaker, and James Gunn came out and smacked her down today. So take it with a grain of salt. No, here's the thing with that. They set the release date for December 17th.
That seems like an accurate prediction.
No, that doesn't.
Because there's so much special effects within those films.
But Max, they moved the movie back a couple times, and they set the release date for it, meaning that they're spending all of their time doing the visual effects for it. Now, unless the reshoots, if the reshoots require a lot more visual effects and they're not able to get it done in time, that's going to be the thing. But they're going to be working on this movie literally up until like almost the day it comes out, when they send off the hard drives to the cinemas or they beam it through the server or whatever. That's going to, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. They're already working on it. They can hit that release date. They need to hit that release date because that's going to give them roughly 2 weeks almost of just massive Spider-Man glory, because they got screwed over in 2018 with Into the Spider-Verse because of what else came out that month. So they're going to need it. But anyway, back to the Shang-Chi thing, because here's what I think is going to be really funny about this. And I've been kind of waiting for this in regards to all the people that have been like attacking this movie, right? That have been attacking Shang-Chi and attacking Simu Liu and mispronouncing his name on purpose and calling him the Asian Black Panther and saying that
LOL.
That's LOL, right? Here's the thing. All of these channels crave attention. We know that. All of these people crave attention. We know that. All of them want to be tastemakers, and all of them want to have fame, power, and influence in the industry from the perspective of which they hold. We all know that is basically easy to figure out. But why is it every time they're criticized by someone who's actually in the industry, they resort back to no, we just little old YouTubers. What you think? Why are you worried about us? We didn't do nothing.
Trolls.
We didn't do nothing. Well, what I'm waiting for is what I believe may happen, may not happen. I don't know. But I was at comicbook.com, and a few other outlets have actually now been talking about this. And this is what we know is more or less going to start the spread. Because here's what I've realized coming off of this whole thing is the Phantom Menace cannot stand scrutiny. They cannot stand people making fun of them. They cannot stand actual mockery. Simu Liu tweeting out or putting out that image over on his Instagram, it got the Marvel Studios subreddit to pay attention, and those guys went over and started heavily mocking them. This is the reason why they all made their videos. We're all being attacked. We're all being attacked. We're all doing this. We're all doing that. I listened to Jeremy's video on it today, and he's like, I never said that the movie was going to flop. There's not a record of me saying that. I went and listened to that video. He's right. To his credit, he is correct. He did not say that the movie was in fact going to flop. However, his thumbnail heavily implied that, as well as everybody else. So it becomes this lie by omission, this willful omission of what you're attempting, of what you're trying to insinuate, as a way to work as a deflection from the things, you know, you're being criticized on. And the thing is, a lot of people out there aren't going to buy it anymore. And there's a reason why there's been this massive uptick and pushback against them. You know, look, Gary did his live stream today. People were in there actively mocking him in the stream.
Oh, really?
They were making
Oh,
fun of him.
I did go in there.
I went in there for a minute and just said like coping, and people were like, half the people there that mentioned me were cheering me. The other half there were mocking me. I'm like, good. Everything is in balance as it should be. You know, but it's like, and then people are like, why don't you go in there and debate them and shit? It's like, because they won't ever bring me on to actually debate.
I said that my comment was, I don't know what happened to it. They probably just ignored it. Did the Friday Night Whites survive from an LOL, from a lull? They were attacked by a lull. And I said,
yeah, it is such an amazingly weird thing to kind of behold, because, you know, I get that they were being hyperbolic and they were playing, like, they don't really care because they know they can use it for victimization. They know they can do that. And because it gives them that opportunity to go, see, we're the ones being attacked right now. They're the ones that are mocking us because we live rent free in their heads. I mean, it's all just deflection and moving the goalposts and things like that. And more people are catching on to it. You're seeing more response videos now against them. And I'm just going to say it. I think, look, if you have things you want to say against these people and the shit that they've done, now is the time. Step up, make a video. Make sure your description has a lot of keywords that would get caught up in the algorithm. If they get mad about that, fuck them. Because here's the thing, guys.
I'll tell you right now, I'm trying to hijack their algorithm.
Well, Max says it right there. It pops up in there. I know for a fact. I put out I put out this today.
I'm trying to hijack their bullshit, use it against them. There's a reason I do reaction.
Well, did you see my little short that came out today?
No, I did not.
I put this out today. It's a little minute-long short. And it's just
you could have done a better mustache.
I just found it really quick.
But I thought I could have found you one.
It was on Canva. Eat my ass. All right. But I just said that the fandom Menace is turning into Anita Sarkeesian, which is absolutely true. Anita Sarkeesian came into popularity in 2012, doing a GoFundMe to do a series of videos about tropes versus women in video games. And it blew up, and it ended up getting her a lot of money and a lot of fame and a lot of popularity. And she rode that for many years. And she also started attacking things like Batman's butt and like whatever, and like Hitman, and she was wrong about Hitman Absolution. Like, it was so wrong about it. And then even just last year, she was criticizing the boob armor on Bo-Katan and Mandalorian season 2, and everyone was dunking on her because she doesn't have any relevancy anymore. And she's been reduced to just being a grifter. That is kind of where the Fandom Menace find themselves. They started off by bashing Star Wars. Okay, well, that worked for a while. You got some popularity, you got some money, you got some press off of that. Now they've moved over to Marvel. They started attacking everything Marvel, going after Loki, saying that it's wokey or it's all this nonsense, that if you really listen to what they say, there's not an argument there. Listening to Gary try to dissect Shang-Chi was painful because of how much he just, either it was willfully,
lies with, it's just, they can't handle my opinion. That's the biggest lie ever.
It's all coping. It's a cope and a deflect.
It's not an opinion. It's just a bold-faced lie to fit a narrative.
It really is. It absolutely is. And they know this, but their audience is people out there who don't either know it or they're not ever being told the truth. You know what? And like, again, they've got some low-level capos that end up going out and try to like spread the good name. Oh, I've hung out with them. They're good people, whatever, you know. They lie. They lie. They're not truthful. They're not truthful, period. We know this. And today was a big example of that, because now they've kind of felt, oh shit, we fucked up. We said this was going to flop. It actually exceeded expectations by a large number, by actually at this point, double what it was originally expected to pull in. It pulled in double over the 4-day weekend. And that is a big thing. And now they're saying, no, but it's not going to be money. It's going to die next weekend. And you know what? It might have a drop off of about 62 to 70%, but guess what? That's fucking normal for right now. But it's also got no other competition, an insane word of mouth, and you can't get a pristine 4K copy off the internet. So it's like people who want to go see it, and I've talked to people who've already gone and seen it 3-4 times because they like the
almost
movie
want to
that
go
much.
see it just to shut these assholes up. Like but I really don't need to see it again. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm gonna buy it somehow, or just wait for Disney Plus maybe. I might have to buy Shang-Chi because the artworks for the poster is really cool too. I might have to get that one. But I could wait. But I honestly just might want to go just because to give it more box office.
Yeah, well, I know. I think it's gonna do fine on its own. I gave it the money. I'm gonna get it when it comes out to add to my collection, as I do with all the other movies, and that is, that's how I want to approach it. But again, the thing here to consider is that the ultimate grift is trying to keep you believing that you're always the victim. That is what they do. That is everything that has come out. That is everything that is being said. Because today they were like, oh, they're trying to call us losers, but there's 5,000 people in here, and they're playing up the numbers and all these things. Yeah, they had a large number of people watching them. They had a large number of hate watchers watching them too. And they're saying their normal stupid things. They were trying to bring in today the Last of Us Part 2. Right? They were. I saw AZ on Twitter on his new account this morning, talking about The Last of Us Part 2, remember when the NPCs were all talking about the Last of Us Part 2 and whatever, and then it dropped off real quick. I went and started looking up whatever data I could find on the release of the game.
Selling of all time.
It was the fastest selling PlayStation 4 first party title last year, and that was 4 million copies sold retail, 2.8 million copies sold digital in the first 30 days. And I don't know what is done after the fact. I know that the original game sold about 17.8 million copies across the board. That is not only PlayStation 3, but people rebuying it on PlayStation 4. So I don't know exactly what all the details are for The Last of Us Part 2, but a failure, a flop, it was not. The game was very profitable for Sony, very profitable for Naughty Dog. And that is a reality. But this is, again, the world that these guys operate in is whatever they can do to kind of like shine, hold something jangling in front of you and point to a small little thing and make it bigger than what it is. That is the lie of admission, because they are willfully deceiving you constantly. And if you listen to their live streams, they more or less admit the plot constantly. When they're just kind of riffing off the handle, they say stupid shit because they're dumb. But they know how to grift an audience of people that for some reason are just desperate to be consistently and constantly lied to. And that blows my mind. And I feel bad for these people. I really do feel bad for these people. That's what it boils down to here. Again, if you guys happen to be here and you guys happen to be hate watchers, which are entirely possible tonight, there's the voicemail. Yeah, send a super chat or better yet, put your voice out there. 323-305-4101. 323-305-4101. Be sure to check it out. And I'm just going to leave it up there. There you go. Find that stuff. And then we do have a super chat here from Simon Section. Says, Jarbo is Wong. Listen to Wong. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, I guess. All right, let's see. Stream snipe act. Cool. I don't care. Like, someone's stream sniping me. I don't know who. It doesn't matter. Do what you got to do, buddy. Let's see. H Bart's here. $5 man. Thank you. Says, with Disney's help, I think Simu Liu could reach Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan level fame. I mean, like, it was good, but we need a bit more of the actual like kung fu stuff, because the bus scene was awesome. And then, we need a bit more like hardcore fight stuff. But I don't disagree. I think they're gonna really play this guy up because people seem to like him, and I didn't. He's definitely charismatic. So it doesn't really matter what people in the Fandom Menace are going to say. By all means, let them cry about it, because the movie's making money, and they're just losing, I guess. All right, let me just catch up here. We got Andrew Dunbar for $5. Thank you, buddy. Says, here's a thought: Stripes and Full Metal Jacket have basically the same plot structure, just very different implementations. That is okay. I mean, Full Metal Jacket was about Vietnam. Stripes is more about the Cold War. can you explain further? That would be. Did you ever see Stripes or Full Metal Jacket, Max?
No, I know
dude,
of them.
Stripes is the shit. Stripes is the shit. Like, it's Bill Murray, Harold Ramis. They joined the army in the early 1980s.
I have to be honest. I'm fading quick. I'm getting.
Yeah, it's
tired.
okay, man. If you got to bounce, you got to bounce. I think the last thing I'm going to talk about probably is the Britney Spears thing. So.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully Andy won't be here. I'll see you later.
He's lurking. I don't know. I'll see where it goes. All right, man.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
All
right. Get the hell out of here. Go to bed.
Bye.
All right. Thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good one. All right. Thank you very much, Mad Max Mandalorian. We got Todd here with 10 bones, man. Thank you, buddy. Says Jarbo, we all know Michael Keaton is the best Batman, followed by Christian Bale, but who is the third best Batman? Affleck or Clooney? Not Keaton. Look, I love Keaton, but it's in my mind, it's Affleck, Keaton, Bale, Kilmer, Clooney. Well, I should say Affleck, Keaton, Bale, West. No, sorry. Kilmer, West, Clooney. But then if we're really going into it, it's going to be, oh my God, I blanked on the name. Who voices Batman? It's Kevin. Oh my God. Whoever voices Batman in the animated series. I don't know why I forgot. Like, I literally blanked on his name, but him, Affleck, Keaton, Kilmer, West, Clooney. There we go. That's my line. That's my line right there. Let's see here. Hold on. McLeod here says, they all like to play ha stupid trigger snowflakes, yet the Fandom, Menace, and their ilk end up proving time and time again that they're the real snowflakes. The LOL is for, oh yeah. I mean, but at the same time, they also love playing the victim, like really love playing the victim. Kevin Conroy, that everyone's like Kevin Conroy. That's who it is. I can't believe I blanked on it, man. I cannot believe I blanked on it. But see, Kevin Conroy is Batman in my mind. He is the Batman. So there's that. Anyway, all right. Why don't we take a look here at I think it was like everything I need here. Oh yeah. Well, there's the Britney Spears thing, and then I might skip the Scarlett Johansson thing and get to that tomorrow because it's not really on a pressing time thing. But let's talk about the Britney Spears situation, shall we? This is a fascinating story. I've been following this for a while. I find her whole scenario, her whole situation to be very interesting. And I say that because it's like, this kind of and again, I've said this is like a human rights violation, in my opinion. This kind of human rights violation for Britney Spears is one that's been so publicly talked about, but it feels like it feels like we are just kind of like, gossiping or outside looking in and whatever. And that's the case. But at least today there was a good move in her camp. And that, of course, is Britney Spears' father asks judge to end her conservatorship. And that's a big move. That's a fantastic move because this is what everyone's been wanting. This is what Free Britney is. Now, it doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean that Jamie Spears is going to fuck off and go away and never bother his daughter again. I think he currently has, he's trying for an exit strategy. So it says here, in a surprise move, Britney Spears' father asked a judge on Tuesday to end her conservatorship, which would allow the singer unfettered control of her life, her finances, and her healthcare decisions for the first time in 13 years. I mean, this is literally indentured servitude. It really is. And backed up by the courts, which is actually pretty scary. Jamie Spears filed a petition with probate judge Brenda Penny, saying that recent events have shown that she should get a chance to control her own affairs. Now, I think this is a bit of a double-edged sword. So let me explain. The recent events are obviously that leaked recording from the hearing and all the other Free Britney movements. And I'm probably assuming some of the death threats and the threats that he's gotten, particularly the attacks on Jamie Lynn Spears, the attacks on Mom Spears, and everything else. There's been a lot that's been going on. However, this is also a situation where one could conceivably believe that Jamie Spears is trying to offer a leash, if you will, right? Give her a bit more, kind of like take her off the collar and see what she does. And if she, I don't say when, but if she screws up, he can then come back in and take control. That's one angle. I don't know how true that is, but that's one angle I was thinking of. But there's another angle there too. And that has a lot to do with him getting out of this scot-free. So, what his thing says here is that Miss Spears has told the court that she wants control of her life back without the safety rails of the conservatorship. She wants to be able to make decisions regarding her own medical care, deciding when, where, and how often to get therapy. She wants to control the money she has made from her career and spend it without supervision or oversight. She wants to be able to get married and have a baby if she so chooses. In short, she wants to live her life as she chooses without the constraint of a conservator or court proceeding. Oh, that's his attorney. So that's basically like not even referring to like my daughter. That's the thing with this I don't like. It's not even referring to like the daughter. It's just referring to that. Now the move comes 3 weeks before a September 29th hearing on whether Jamie Spears ought to be removed as conservator of his daughter's estate. Her attorney, Matthew Rosengart, has kept up intense pressure on Jamie Spears since coming into the case in July, accusing him of abusing his power over her and dissipating her estate. Now, he did offer last month to step down as conservator, but only after a negotiated settlement could be reached. And Rosengart has resisted that, saying that there is nothing to negotiate and that Jamie Spears should resign immediately. This is the thing. This is what else I'm talking about here. The dude just the other day was trying to seek $2 million. $2 million from his daughter's estate. $2 million to pimp the fuck away. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to pimp away to the tune of $2 million. And that's what I was saying last month when he offered to step down. That offer is basically the start of a negotiation. It's, I will go away. Do not forensically investigate this. Do not look into it. Do not look at the man behind the curtain. Let me pimp away in peace. She gets her life, her money, her control. I get a nice fat payday and I can retire to Palm Beach or something and like live out my days or some shit. That's basically what I feel he was trying to do. And her attorney basically told him to pound sand, which is amazing. I love it. It's great. Now, Rosengart here has not taken, as of yet, the next step to seeking an end to the conservatorship. Instead, he has asked for an accountant to take control of her finances. Another professional, Jody Montgomery, would continue to serve as conservator of Britney Spears' person. Because remember, Jamie Spears controlled everything for a long time. And then I think it went over to Jody Montgomery, who was like looking over her persons while Jamie was controlling the finances. This is a big thing. This is a really, really, really big thing. And the great part about it too, is that the support that's come on in has really kind of brought a lot of people into understanding the situation, why conservatorships are, in my mind, a very complicated process. And it does look like Jamie Spears and the family, my opinion, have been absolutely approaching this from the perspective of kind of going after the, like harming the daughter, so to speak. And if she gets free, that's going to be pretty fantastic. So, there we go on that one. But, okay. So yeah, what are you guys saying about this? All right. John here says, if Britney can reconnect the date she was able to love on his own, he would owe that money back to Britney. If he can connect the date she was able to live on her own. Yeah, it's going to be one of those things. Okay. A judgment if moved to a past date, that would date forward the father. Oh, okay. Basically it's kind of like, I get that. Yeah. That is, I don't know what's going to happen with that, to be honest with you. I think what we're looking at is a scenario where the dad wants to get away as quickly as he possibly can. He wants to get away and he just wants to like not deal with this anymore. Problem though, is that is not going to happen. So obviously there's that. All right. All right. Oh, Andrew here with $10, man. Thank you very much. It says here, of course, both movies begin with the basic training, and then changes the MCs. Oh, you're talking about Stripes. Sorry. Okay. Let me go back to that here. Okay. Both movies begin with basic training and how it changes the main characters. The second act is a reunion of comrades from boot. Both films involve the attempted rescue of their boot camp friends. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, sure, I get that. I think maybe just because like Kubrick versus Ramis in regards to directing, it's, but I mean, then again, look, I think I mentioned this last night. There's only really like 7 or 8 stories you can tell, I mean, like boy meets girl, boy loses girl, things along those lines. There's very simple stories you can tell. And oftentimes a lot of things are kind of overlapped with just a different perspective or a different lens, whether one is a drama, a horror, a comedy, a thriller, an action adventure. And because you change that lens, it changes the perspective. There's a channel on YouTube, I forget what it's called. I am subscribed to them, but they basically have a franchise, a series that's like, this movie is the same as this other movie. And they kind of point out the similarities between the two. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But at the end of the day, man, like a lot of writers in Hollywood, they watch a lot of movies. So they're influenced by other movies that they watch, which means that they're going to take and lift elements from those other movies to add on in. Never mind what you have is the whole situation involving Save the Cat, which is a script writing book by a guy named, I forget his name right now, but he passed away, unfortunately. Blake Snyder, that was his name, Blake Snyder. And that he wrote a thing called the Beat Sheet. And the Beat Sheet, it teaches you how to write a screenplay page by page. A lot of people use that. So there's a lot of similarities that people have found in structure, because the way that the scripts are written are formatted for the Beat Sheet, and it ends up like becoming very formulaic. Hollywood they're very risk averse in many instances, and they don't like to rock the boat. And that is very much a producer angle. And that's unfortunate because it doesn't really do a lot of things there. But thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that one. Drake here says Britney deserves her freedom. Luke here says, I think she's going to win this ultimately. I hope so. Shiftygism here says, Britney's stronger than yesterday. Now it's nothing in her way. Or now it's nothing but her way. Well, I mean, the truth is she's not quite there yet, but she's getting there. She's getting to that point. She's absolutely getting to that point where things are going to be her and her alone. And that's going to be pretty great, to be honest with you, because I really want to see what's going to be happening with that. And from there, we'll have to wait and see. So obviously at this point, I think what's going on is I am going to pull up the voicemails and we'll kind of end it on that one. I'll get to the Scarlett Johansson thing tomorrow, because that's a long ass article and it's almost midnight and I definitely want to start kind of winding things down. But I do appreciate everyone who's been tuning in. And obviously I know Command Unit, can you like message me which one it is you want us to check out? Yeah, Andrew here says, or like how Avatar is Dances with Wolves in space, or like how Avatar is Pocahontas in space, or how like Avatar is Ferngully in space. You know, there's a lot of those kind of things. There's a lot of that kind of stuff and these movies that are very similar in nature. Doesn't mean they're all identical, but there are very similar things in there. Yeah. Also, What If? I know I need to watch What If. Tonight's the zombie night. It's gonna be amazing. Zombie night. It's gonna be good. Okay, so let me just quickly bring this up in order to. All right, this should be. There we go. Okay, I have to do that to make sure that I don't dox people, because I don't want to dox people. Okay, thank you very much for that one. I will get to that here after the voicemail. We can do a couple of those. People want to call on in. You can talk to me, ask questions, yell at me, whatever. It's all good. Since a lot of people are kind of pissy. You know, that's a way to get a hold of me. If you want to get a hold of me, it's fun. All right. So first up, let me know if you guys can hear this, but this is from Anthony Chabot.
Hey, Matthew, it's me, Anthony. Long time no talk. I just celebrated my 38th birthday, and I'm fully vaccinated. So anyway, my three questions are you excited about the Toxic Avenger reboot? 2, what is your favorite movie from 1997? And can you play a trailer of Return of Nukem High Volume 1 on Hollywood After Dark? You know, I requested it, you know. Anyways, I'm doing good and everything. Thinking about still buying a house, but we haven't settled in yet. One love, Matthew, and we'll talk later. I love you, buddy. Bye.
Thank you very much for that one, Anthony. I know I haven't had a lot of call-ins recently. As for your questions, am I excited about the Toxic Avenger reboot? I mean, like, sure. I've never really, I think I've seen one of them. So it's not really been like, Troma's never really been my jam. Not to say that I don't like it. It's just, I've never really like gotten into it. Some stuff is pretty fun, but it's not something I've dove into. What's my favorite movie from 1997? What came out in 97? What movies came out in 97 here? The Titanic. I would say probably it's either going to be between LA Confidential or The Fifth Element. Probably LA Confidential. I love The Fifth Element, but LA Confidential is the shit. H Bart's here says invite Pope Francis on. Is that what, Boogie? I've invited Boogie on before. So Boogie knows he can come on anytime. We still talk. Oh, and Starship Troopers. I do love Starship Troopers. Lots of good movies coming out then. So, but then as for watching the trailer, I don't want to get hit with the content ID claim. I think we'll see, man. I gotta schedule a night of watching this stuff. The other stuff when it comes to, the, command unit asking for the 40K, they're short and they're generally, not going to end up getting, hit here. So this is coming in from an unknown person, literally just says unknown. Let's see what they have to say.
Hello, Mr. Matt Jarbo. My question is, if you had to cast a new Justice League movie, let's say obviously Snyder's not directing it, who would you cast to play Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Aquaman, Cyborg, Flash, and all new actors? So if you happen to play this on the air, please let me know. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you very much for calling on in. I haven't given that any thought to who I think would be good to play the I don't to play Justice League. I mean, if Snyder wasn't going to direct it, I would like to see it with this cast. I know at this point that's probably off the table entirely, but I would like to see it with him. I think as weird as it is to say, I'd like to see what Matthew Vaughn would do with it. It would be very stylistic. I know he was in talks to, like, there was a time when Man of Steel 2 was something that was discussed, or maybe it was the first Man of Steel. And he didn't do that. He went and did Kingsman instead. And I love the Kingsman movies. So I'm happy with what he's done. And of course, X-Men First Class and Kick-Ass and, everything else. So he would be cool to see. I kind of think like, Danny Boyle would make an interesting approach to it. It'd be a lot more like introspective, and it would be very fascinating in regards to, like, I think a good character study of these characters. As for like acting, man, I don't know, I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Who I haven't even I just like the characters. I like the actors in the role. So I haven't thought about it yet. So unfortunately I can't really give you an answer on that one. I'm sorry, buddy, but thank you very much, for calling in. I really appreciate that. Hold on, asking here, isn't Boogie super cringe? Now, to be fair, I mean, Boogie's been cringe for a while, but he owns the cringe, and a lot of people like him with the cringe. So it's all good. I like Boogie. Mo Moon here says invite Pope Mo Moon. Yeah, there we go. We'll do like an open call-in thing later on this week. All right, here we got one from John.
Hey, Matt, it's John. I was thinking if the first three Matrix movies were about the red pill, wouldn't the next three Matrix movies be about the blue pill and how the blue pill affects people? Then you got the Matrix red pill with Reeves as the red pill working to free the blue pill people? Just an idea. All right, thanks.
All right, thanks for that, John. I mean, I think the blue pill is going to play a big part in this, obviously by the trailer showing that Mr. Anderson is taking the blue pill and it's making him look like he's old, at least in his reflection in his mind's eye. So he is still kind of in the Matrix on that front. We don't quite know what it all means just yet, what the philosophy of it's going to be, but it could be about the blue pill and its effect. But I have a feeling that because of how the red pill concept has been hijacked by certain elements of the right wing and incel culture and things like that, I do feel that they're probably going to tone it down and they're probably going to make fun of it. And that's not, it's not going to do well. I mean, I'm waiting for the arguments that, that the Matrix is woke. So we'll have to wait and see. All right. Let's get to the next one here.
Hey, Matt, how's it going? I'm just more or less dropping a comment, and you've probably heard this before, but since we've been talking about the Fandom Menace a lot lately, it's so fucking funny how your commentary on Mecha Random caused them to turn on her. Just, All right. Bye, dude.
It wasn't so much my commentary on Mecha Random that caused them to turn on her. I do appreciate the compliment, but it's, to be fair, my commentary on Mecha Random was her response that caused them to kind of initially turn on her, because she started threatening legal action. She started trying to tag the FBI. She tried calling me a stalker. She was trying to like get me canceled, and it just looked really fucking bad. And it was really fucking embarrassing for them because they're associated with her. So like that was like, I think the first wave of them kind of going, this chick is insane. And then when she came out and she started criticizing Tom Connors, who literally is nuts, by the way, in my opinion, he's super crazy. He's, in my mind, he has taken the Midnight's Edge channel down this terrible, god awful path. And Andre knows exactly how I feel about that, but whatever. And I think that, I think when she came out and criticized Tom, and Tom has his connections to Gary and Jeremy and the Friday Night Tights and all those guys over there, and then Jesse Milestone backed her up and whatever, it caused a bit of a rift. And it was really funny because now she's kind of unhinged even more now from what I've seen. And it, to me, cracks me the hell up because she's like, she could be a better person, but she is so ingratiated in this idea, this mindset, that she has to attack, and she feels she was canceled for the Zack Snyder thing. Sorry, I forgot the Zack Snyder thing too. That was kind of the big one. She feels that she was canceled for the Zack Snyder thing absolutely unfairly because in her mind, she was trying to defend her friends, which, let's be fair, she absolutely was. But she said it in such a way that it became indefensible. And so they all turned their back on her, and she is clearly angry at that. And there's a lot of animosity on that. And I get it. What happened to me 3 years ago, I had friends of mine, like what I thought were good friends of mine, flat out drop me, ghost me for like 6 months because it wasn't good for their business to be associated with me. I get that. I absolutely understand that shit. So I get what Mecha Random is going through. I do. The thing is, though, the difference is not to go out there and like to kind of lean into it and try to be like the canceled harpy of the fandom Menace. It's like, you got to like just kind of find your new voice, find your new tribe and go from there. Because all those guys are afraid of bad press. That's what I'm talking about here. All of those guys are afraid of bad press. If they start getting bad press, like in the trades, and people start talking about them and laughing at them, they're not going to be able to sit there and go, oh, they're talking about us. Ha ha ha. It's going to be, oh shit. Here's another hit piece. Here's another hit piece. Here's another hit piece. Look at that rewriting Ripley thing. That rewriting Ripley thing was damaging as fuck. Did it do a lot of damage? Probably not. But they all scrambled trying to like discredit that. The two women who wrote it were like dove into and all sorts of shit. Never mind. They showed their sources. They had screenshots and links for a lot of stuff. They showed their homework and they showed their work, but it still made them circle the wagons and everything else. That's what this whole thing with Simu Liu is too. It's another dig at them. It's another hit at them. And they have to then circle the wagons to tell everyone, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're fine. We're cool. We're great. Ha 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 ha. But deep down, they're waiting for that other shoe to drop, right? There's a reason why, in my opinion, there's a reason why Jeremy is trying to back away from the Geeks and Gamers channel, and why he's trying to go work on the website by getting people locked into a $10 a month membership. For like, what do you get with that $10? Access to exclusive content of what? Like bitching about like women in movies? Like, I don't know. Like, okay. Sure. Whatever. But he's doing that because I think he also realizes that it's kind of hit this point. Jeremy is a smart enough rat to know when to ditch the ship. Let's be fair. He's a smart enough rat to know that shit. A lot of other people will go down with it. Mecha Random would have gone down with it, but they booted her ass off without a life preserver. So she's kind of flailing in the wind. And she can maybe come back, maybe not. I don't know. It all depends. But I think it's like, look, Rob, she's with Rob. Rob, I think, is a good guy. I like Rob. I think Rob's a kind soul. I do. I've talked to him multiple times. I have nothing against Rob. It's like, I don't know if Mecha is, if that's her persona is who she is. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's they got to figure that shit out for themselves. So Luke Stone here says, we've already won the battle against Chewbacca and the Fandom Menace. We definitely have. We definitely have. done some stuff here. Yeah. Benson's here says, hey dude, just off work as a chimney sweep. Yeah. I was talking about that shit, early on. So anyway, let me take a final. All right. So let me just refresh the voicemail line. If anyone else has called in, nope. Okay, cool. We did 4. That's great. That's pretty good. Any final questions from you guys? And, we'll give it a few more minutes that kind of rounded to a solid 2 hours. And then I will, I'll wrap it up so I can go watch a little bit of What If, right? So let's go to the chat. Let's see what's going on. I don't know, but all right. Okay. Let's see here. Why am I so darn hot, man? I don't know. It's summertime still. It's summertime, I guess. I don't know. No, I'm not. My voice is nice. I will admit that. But I'm your average looking Joe, right? Nothing to write home about, I guess. H. Bars here says you're going to ban Jet Marbo. Is there a Jet Marbo here? I didn't even see. Luke here asking the hot Hollywood After Dark question. Anal or oral? Oral. I'm not into butt play. Oh, damn it. I forgot.
Leave Britney alone! Please!
I was asked to have that, and I totally got it before the show started, and then I totally fucking forgot that it was there. Son of a bitch. Tony, you're asking, am I still searching for Slender Grill? Nah, dude, I haven't looked for Slender Grill in 3 years now. I haven't. Here's the thing. I'm paranoid about smoking weed. Right? I'm paranoid about smoking weed. Because I got the kids. I'm paranoid as all. I mean, right now they're asleep. Everyone's asleep. I could get high as fuck, sleep it off, wake up in the morning, be good to go. The problem is that, like, I'm always paranoid, like sober, that if I get high, something's going to happen and I'm going to have to like take them to the hospital or some shit like that. So I just haven't done it. I haven't had any booze in 2 years either. So it's, and I just hit 15 years of no smoking, just the other day. So like, I don't want to say like I'm straight edge, but I haven't done anything in a long time. Maybe I should. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm too uptight. I got to get high. Look for Slender Grill. I don't know. Reyes says here, I'll take some deer asada. You know what? Yeah, maybe. You know what's funny about that, Mo, is last night after the stream, I had to go to the store and I drove past this like herd of deer and like there were some elk that were out there and the elk was bigger than my car. Like this thing was like a fucking horse. It was huge. And I was like, and it was like looking at me from the dark and I could just see like, it was kind of foggy. So I could just see its outline and its beady little eyes looking back at me. And I was like, oh shit. You know, it was definitely crazy. Kevin here says that with the Delta variant coming back, will drive-ins come back? Well, I think like drive-ins will come back wherever drive-ins are right now. Drive-ins will definitely make they'll do okay. They always do, but I'm sure they've done well over the summer because it's safer. I know the one that I used to work at is actually done pretty well this summer. I was actually just talking with a former coworker yesterday about it, and I think they're doing okay, but it all depends. We're coming into the fall season, so drive-ins that are not in Southern California or very dry climates are not going to be able to sustain for longer than probably sometime in October, and they're going to shut down for the season. So who knows where things are going to be next year? I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. So that, hold on, Wade here asking, let me see this one here. Am I still doing YouTube as a job? Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck yeah. I have you like not like noticed, like I get a lot of super chats and a lot of channel members and it really kind of adds up. So, I mean, I'm very thankful of the channel members that I've gotten, of the support that I get. So, 100%, dude. Yeah, I'm still doing this as a job, man. I haven't stopped. I've actually slowed down doing delivery driving because I haven't had to do it as much because of the support that this audience is helping me out with. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. No, it's okay. The other channel, the main channel, is fucking dead. That's kind of the whole thing right there. The main channel, the Matt Jarbo channel, has been dead. I haven't touched it in over 2 months. And every once in a while, I just kind of go check it out and like look to see what the comments are for what's there. And people like, oh, dead channel is dead. Like he just quit. It's like, yeah, all right, fine, whatever, man. You know, it's all good. I enjoy doing this. I miss doing shit over there, but you know what? Fuck it. There's no point. H-Barts are asking Uber Eats or DoorDash. I prefer Uber Eats. I prefer to deliver for Uber Eats because it's a much easier company to work for than DoorDash, but sometimes DoorDash just pays better. And you got to play the game, right? You got to play both. I did that the other night and I walked away with like $50 in like 30 minutes because like I was able to score 3 deliveries, 2 from Uber, 1 through DoorDash, and they were all roughly going the same direction. And I was all like, yeah, and like bump, drop off, make my money, come home, man. It's all great. Like like I said, you can rock it and make like $30 an hour. Pretty easy. It's not that difficult. So I like it. And then, yeah, Luke here says, we're thankful for you, Matt. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. Look, I know not everybody likes me. I know I'm a bit abrasive and apprehensive and stubborn. I get that, you know, but that's part of who I am. And I'm not going to suffer bullshit. So, but I also like to open up the opportunity for people to have conversations. And I saw that guy, that editor MG dude, right? Like, you know, begging to come on or whatever the fuck it was doing. I don't know what he was doing. You know, like, I mean, that kind of crap's one thing. It's like, all right, you know, I'm here. If you want to call in, there's a voicemail line. Fucking, you can block the number. I'm not going to sit there and not answer it or whatever. And I drop the link in here every once in a while too. So, I mean, look, the thing is, that's the difference, I think, between me and a lot of other people. I don't mind debate. I'm also not going to not voice my opinion. And I also am very vocal about what I like and what I don't like. And I make good points. So if all you've got is what happened 3 years ago, that's not going to fly with me. I'm sorry. That's not going to be something you can shame me over. That's not going to be something I'm going to respond to. I should not respond. Sometimes I do. And I'm not going to sit there and fucking suffer any bullshit over it. You know what? If you're not a person that I flagged, then fuck off, basically, you know, because you don't know shit. Anyway, Matt Jarbo's therapy. Yeah, probably. Elmo is washing dishes at IHOP now. Wait, did Elmo end up losing? Wait, he's not working with H-Barts anymore? So, anyway. Hey, Music Man, what's going on? You said you just saw Shang-Chi. How's everyone doing? Pretty good. Actually wrapping it up right now, man. We're wrapping it up because I want to go watch What If. I want to get in bed. You know, oh yeah. And I got to watch, my crusade to cancel holidays continues. Yes. Eventually I will cancel the holidays, but I need to, before I forget, Gene Steeler Colts animated. Right. We're going to watch that one and then we're going to end it. All right. Gene Steeler Colts, whatever that is. I don't know. Gene Steeler Colt. Okay. You said animated reveal trailer. Animated reveal trailer. Okay. All right. So let's see what this is. I don't know. Some more Warhammer from Command Units. Today's his birthday, so I'll definitely give him this one. I appreciate you, Command Unit. You know, I do kind of want to slow down on the 40K stuff, but it is a special day. So let's check it out and let's enjoy this shit together. For the 4, I know Rhea right now is like, yeah, 40K. Oh, all right. I'm gonna watch till the end.
Humanity has always looked to the stars for enlightenment. And at last, salvation descends from bejeweled skies.
Oh, that's cool.
For generations, we have lit the darkness with the fires of our faith. For generations, we've kept our bloodlines pure, as demanded by the galaxy's true gods. Now, it is time for us to answer their call.
to our ascension, of course. But if the blood of unbelievers must flow, then these streets will run red!
Yeah.
We are a hall, a tide, an army born in the shadows. Humanity has always looked to the stars for enlightenment. And at last, the stars have
Oh, those are cool. Nice. I like the figurines. Those are pretty dope. Those are pretty cool. The figurines are pretty great. I mean, that's where the money is, right? That's where like all the minifigs, like everyone like buys that shit. There is I still need to go into the Warhammer store that's here in town. They're only open from like 4 to 6, like 2 days a week. So I think a lot of it's by appointment only. So I'm not really, I don't know if I can go in there and be like, hey, I just want to browse around, you guys. So, all right, guys. Well, on that note, I am going to call it a night. Remember, guys, if you want to help support the show, be sure to toss a like. Miss Minutes demands it, obviously. I'll be back on tomorrow night with another episode. We'll be talking about What If probably tomorrow night. Maybe I can get RJ on. I know he's not feeling very well, but maybe he'll want to come on and talk about it. Maybe I'll review it tomorrow. I don't know. It's been difficult to find the time to do all that stuff, but I'll definitely give my thoughts on it tomorrow. Have yourself a great evening, everybody. Thank you so much again. Appreciate you. Even if you hate me, I'm so glad you're here. Have a good night, everybody.